Hey guys, this is Josh F151 Tech back with another video. And in this video, I'm actually going to show you guys the speed test results after switching my Chester Cheetah SDX75 gateway slash modem from NSA mode to SA mode. So let's actually get into this video. Let's actually open up the speed test app here. And like I always do say, I'm going to use the Ashburn VA server to run some, and then I'm going to run some on the West Norton PA server, which is an actual official T-Mobile server as well. So let's actually see what we get here. Okay, so that didn't actually look as good as I thought it would. At least for the download, anyway. I don't know if that's just a bad speed test or what. So 439 on the download, 52.1 for the upload, and then 32 ping. That's definitely not what we're used to getting. So let's see if this fixes itself here. And it's still acting up. It's still acting up, guys. So I really don't know what's going on with this. I really don't, to be honest with you guys. I really don't know what's going on with it. I'm actually looking over there at the gateway slash modem right now. Let me actually see. So that might actually be what's going on with it, guys, to be honest with you. So what it's actually doing is, and this could actually be a problem too, because I've had this problem before in the past. So what I might actually have to do is I might actually have to hook this back up to the KMR 400 cables, because what this is actually doing now, guys, is it's actually not getting a good enough 5G signal. And even when I switch it to NSA mode, it's not getting like a good enough. It's not getting a good enough signal. Like you think that it would get better signal being hooked up directly to the waveform 4x4 antenna, but it's actually getting in a roundabout way, it's actually getting too good of a 5G signal, and then what it's doing is it's switching from too good of a 5G signal to like a weak 5G signal, if that makes any sense. So it's like switching from strong 5G signal to weak 5G signal. So I'm probably going to have to hook this back up to the KMR 400 cables in order to overcome that. And that's the thing. I mean, I really shouldn't have to do that, but my area is very weird when it comes to 5G signal. I can't even get Verizon 5G here at all, and they don't even offer Verizon 5G home internet in this area. So I'm probably going to have to end up hooking this back up to the KMR 400 cables, which is not a bad thing, because I was still getting really good speeds when I had those cables connected. So like I said, what it's actually doing is it's actually going from a strong 5G signal, and then it's going back to the weak 5G signal, and then it's going to the strong 5G signal, and then it's going to the weak 5G signal. So it's giving me different speeds because it's doing that. It's like fluctuating with the signal quality, if you will. So the metrics are always fluctuating. So it's staying on a weak 5G signal right now, but I've seen it go to a strong 5G signal. So it's going to do that. It's most likely going to keep doing that, is what I'm saying. So that seems to be the problem right there. So even though I get a weak 5G signal when I have the KMR 400 cables connected, it's an actual like straight signal. Like it'll stay at a weak 5G signal. It's not going to fluctuate or anything. It's not going to go from a strong 5G signal to a weak 5G signal like it's doing right now. So let me actually see what we get though. I'll run a few more tests here, and it's actually going in and out again as I speak right now. But on this one, I mean, it's still usable. 571 for the download, 53.1 for the upload, and then 36 ping. Let me actually run a few more here. So it's actually doing more harm than good is basically what I'm saying. Like when I don't have it hooked up to the KMR 400 cables, it's actually doing more harm than good, because it's giving me a strong 5G signal, and then it's going from a strong 5G signal to a weak 5G signal, and I just have to have a happy medium. Like it's either going to be a strong 5G signal or it's going to be a weak 5G signal. And in my case, when I hook it back up to the KMR 400 cable, it's going to be a weak 5G signal, but I would rather have that, and I would rather have consistent speeds than deal with this mess. So that's looking like it's not going to be able to keep as I'm not going to be able to keep it as this setup is basically what I'm saying. So unfortunately, that's just what it seems like. So on this one, still usable. 490 for the download, 46.1 for the upload, and then 30 ping. So definitely not too bad. But let me run a few more here. So yeah, it's giving me a ping spike because I can see it on the gateway / modem right now. It's actually switching from the 5G signal, the weak 5G signal, to the strong 5G signal. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to deal with that fluctuation, unfortunately. I'm just going to have it as a weak 5G signal, and that's just going to have to be how it's going to be, because it's just going to fluctuate too much, as you guys can see. So on this one, 659 for the download, that's really good. 52.2 or point 0.5, I should say, 52.5 for the upload, and then 150 for the ping. So and now it's actually showing no 5G signal. So let me actually see what it gives me. And like I said, you guys would think, in reality, you guys would think that I would be able to get a actual strong enough 5G signal with this connected directly to the waveform 4x4 antenna, but I guess it's not really good enough. I guess it's not a good enough 5G signal for it to stay directly on an actual, like, strong or weak signal. So I'm just going to have to switch it back to how it was, which is not that big of a deal because I was still getting really good speed with the KMR 400 cables anyway. But I mean, like I've shown you here, like I'm showing you guys here, 463 on the download, 53.1 on the upload, and then 34 ping. So it's definitely not giving me the speeds that we're used to getting with the KMR 400 cable. So let me switch back over here, or let me switch over here to the West Norton PA server and see what this gives us. And as you guys can see, it did give me a pretty big ping spike right there. And it's actually showing me a strong 5G signal right now on the gateway. But this is why you test things. This is why I didn't set it up as my daily setup yet. And like I said, I wasn't completely sure that I was going to keep it this way anyway, so. But on this one, I mean, still usable. 411 for the download, 22.6 for the upload, and 86 ping. Like I said, I don't really go by this server anyway. It's just a official T-Mobile server, so I just throw it in there. But it's still not giving me the speeds that we normally get. And that'll definitely happen when it's going from a strong 5G signal to a weak 5G signal, like fluctuating in signal. That'll definitely happen. It'll definitely mess with the speeds. So I would rather have a weak 5G signal with the KMR 400 cables connected and actually getting decent speed, actually getting reliable speed instead of it fluctuating like this. So on this one, still usable, 412 for the download, 12.3 for the upload, and then 77 ping. Let me actually switch back over to the main server and see what that gives us, the Ashburn VA server here. And it just came back as a weak 5G signal now. Looks like it's going out again, actually. So now it's actually a strong 5G signal. It's just fluctuating all over the place, it really is. It's going from a weak 5G signal to a strong 5G signal to a weak to a strong, and I just can't have that. I can't have that happen. Like I said, I just have to have a weak 5G signal or a strong 5G signal and deal with that. You know, I can't have it doing that. So I can guarantee that I'm going to have to hook it back up to the KMR 400 cable, which is not that bad, like I said, because I do actually get reliable speed when I do that. So on this one, I mean, still usable, 502 for the download, 52.7 for the upload, and then 29 ping. Let me actually run like two more here. But like I've said, we normally get like 600 to 700 consistently, and it's just not being consistent. It's just not. So on this one, not bad. I mean, still very usable, but definitely not what we're used to getting. 543 for the download, 51.7 for the upload, and then 39 ping. Let me actually run one more here. So yeah, as you guys can see, the ping just went sky high. And it's going from a weak 5G signal to a strong 5G signal right now as I'm looking at it. So it looks like I'm just going to have to hook up the KMR 400 cables because I just don't get a strong enough 5G signal to actually have it like as either a strong 5G signal at all times or a weak 5G signal at all times unless I hook it up to the KMR 400 cables again. And then I would obviously get a weak 5G signal because it's a longer cable run, but at least I would have the consistency back. I would have the speeds and the consistency back. I wouldn't have to deal with the fluctuating of the signal and all that. So on this one, still usable, 448 for the download, 52.5 for the upload, and 83 ping. But it definitely looks like I'm going to be going back to my original setup, guys. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to put everything back to how it was. I'm going to put the KMR 400 cables back connected to it. And then in a few days or so, I'll let it get settled in. And then I'll come back and make more videos and more speed test videos. I might even do some later tonight or tomorrow. But unfortunately, you know, like I said, this was just a test. But unfortunately, with the signal going in and out like that, I'm not going to be able to use it this way because I need it to be consistent. I can't have the ping spikes like that in the hundreds and the 80s. I can't have it like fluctuating like that with the speed like 400, 500, 600, 700, and then with the upload like 20, 30, 40, 50. I mean, some of those upload speeds are good, but I can guarantee you that my upload speed will probably take a hit when I hook back up the KMR 400 cables. But I would rather have the consistency of having something consistent, like 6 to 700 on the download and like 30 to 40 on the upload. And I can also mess around with the band locking as well. I'll mess around with that more in the admin settings and all that kind of stuff. And I'll definitely get back to you guys on another video on that. But I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to hook it back up to how I had it with the KMR 400 cables. Like I said, this was just a test. That's why I didn't set it up as a daily setup. I still have it jerry rigged, and I'm just going to set it up back to how I had it. So I'm going to get off of here and do that. But it is disappointing, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm just going to set it up to how I had it before, and I'm going to rock with it that way. So it's not really the end of the world. It's really not. So I would rather have the consistent speeds and, you know, have somewhat of a hit on the upload speed. But like I said, I'll mess around with the band locking and stuff like that and see if I can squeeze out a little bit better upload speed and a little bit better download speed. That's the beauty of having a third-party gateway / modem like this that allows band locking, the network mode switching and stuff like that. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to get it set back up and all that, and then I'll make another video either today or tomorrow or sometime this week, and I'll keep you guys updated on it. But like I said, just wanted to get this video out there. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, guys.